Welcome to our YouTube channel, where we bring you detailed book summaries to help you learn and grow. Today, we dive into How Successful People Think by renowned author John C. Maxwell. Known for his insights on leadership and personal development, Maxwell delivers powerful strategies for thinking like successful individuals. So, let's dive into the summary of this incredible book. But before we dive into the content, I kindly request a moment of your time to appreciate this video by liking it, subscribing to the channel, and ringing that notification bell. Your support means a lot to me. Thank you so much. Picture this: a world where your mindset shapes your reality, where success is not just a result, but a byproduct of your thinking patterns. In How Successful People Think, Maxwell breaks down the core mental habits of highly successful individuals and offers a roadmap for sharpening your own cognitive skills. What sets successful people apart? It's not just luck or circumstances. It's their way of thinking. Maxwell argues that success begins in the mind, and by adopting the right thought patterns, anyone can elevate their potential and achieve greatness. From embracing creativity and innovation to mastering critical thinking and problem solving, How Successful People Think provides actionable insights that can transform the way you approach challenges. Maxwell's guidance is not just theoretical. It's practical wisdom distilled from years of studying successful individuals across various industries. How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell is a guide for developing effective thinking habits that promote success, focusing on skills such as embracing uncertainty, exploring options, and seeking new ideas to shape daily routine and decision-making. John C. Maxwell is the author of numerous New York Times bestsellers and has sold over 24 million copies of his books in 50 languages. He is widely regarded as America's top authority on leadership. Maxwell is also the founder of Equip, a coaching organization that has helped over 5 million leaders around the world achieve their full potential. How Successful People Think argues that success is about attitude. More than just staying positive, John C. Maxwell suggests that if you want to make it, it's time to start thinking realistically and empathetically. Full of fascinating historical examples and practical advice gleaned from today's most successful people, this detailed roadmap will help you achieve your goals while avoiding the most common mental pitfalls. How Successful People Think by John C. Maxwell is a thought-provoking exploration of the mindset and thought processes of successful individuals. Here's why you should definitely give it a read. Packed with practical strategies and techniques, it offers actionable advice that can be applied to every aspect of your life. With a combination of real-life examples, quotes, and anecdotes, the book provides valuable insights into the thinking patterns of successful people, making it both relatable and inspiring. It challenges traditional notions of thinking and encourages readers to adopt a growth mindset, opening up new possibilities and opportunities. Here's a sentence showcasing the greatness of a quote of this extraordinary book. Don't ever be impressed with goal setting. Be impressed with goal getting. John C. Maxwell. How Successful People Think lays out 11 specific ways of thinking you can practice to live a better, happier, more successful life. I always struggle with books using chains of logic like successful people do X and you will be successful too. Most of the time, the habit or activity in question was only one small part of everything that person did. Sometimes, they're even habits they likely acquired to deal with their success after they had it, not before. The truth is you can find examples of successful people for every habit and its polar opposite. So when John C. Maxwell asserts that all successful people think alike, I cringe a little. But he does have a point when it comes to thinking at all. That they sure do, as opposed to most folks who just live day to day, month to month, paycheck to paycheck. Still, it's just one of his many books on leadership and success. So don't treat How Successful People Think as a checklist of habits to pick up. While it outlines 11 specific kinds of thinking, big picture, focused, creative, realistic, strategic, possibility, reflective, popular, shared, unselfish, and bottom line, its main message is to look at thinking itself as an activity that can stand on its own. That said, here are 3 of those particular types of thinking to help you start exploring. Before you start your day, consider which items on your calendar will be your biggest chances to learn. A very simple way to practice being creative is to list more possible choices when making a decision. If someone wrote your obituary for tomorrow's paper, what would it say about your contributions to society? Regardless of their degrees of success, let's learn something from good thinkers about how to use your mind. Lesson 1. Look for learning opportunities in your schedule each day. I can't help but laugh when people are freaking out about insular events, like missing the deadline for their tuition payment in college. I'm not mean, I just see the big picture. Usually, I use this to try and help my friends calm down. Look, they only put up a deadline so people wouldn't forget it altogether. Nothing is going to happen, you can just pay it a couple days late. What's more, even if it meant getting kicked out of school, there are so many more things you could do, like enrolling in a different school or program, suing your way back in, or just abandoning college altogether. And while I think about the big picture a little too often and doubt my own plans, most people lack this awareness. If you're someone who gets stressed out by rather small problems like that, maybe John's tactic can help you. Before you begin your day, look at all appointments on your calendar and think about which ones will be the biggest learning opportunities. By preparing for the most important events each day, you remain open to finding new ways of doing things, changing direction, and be reminded that there's more to life than your little 24H plan. John used this to be on high alert when he had dinner with an NFL coach, for example. He thought of lots of questions beforehand and left the table full of new ideas and inspiration. Lesson 2. The easiest way to practice creative thinking is to come up with more options for a decision. Each year, the message seems to become louder. You have to be creative to do work that's valuable. But to a lot of people, be creative sounds like a hard and abstract task. But being creative isn't limited to writing, painting, and singing. Every time you make a decision, you have to engage in creative thinking. Even adding just one more option to your roster of possible choices is a creative act. For example, take the task of buying cereal. Most of us have our favorite brand, so we run straight to aisle 7 and grab a box of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. But what if you considered a new option? As soon as you start to wonder what Cocoa Puffs taste like, how crunchy they might be, and why they turn the milk a brown color, you're thinking creatively. I know our school system has us wired to believe there's only one answer to each question, but that's not the case. Instead of looking for the only option, think about how you can find the best out of many. That's what creative people do. Lesson 3. Imagine you found your own obituary in tomorrow's newspaper. What would it say about how you treated others? Many young people don't read newspapers anymore, but just imagine opening tomorrow's edition of your local tabloid only to find an article titled, "The Merchant of Death is Dead," in the obituary section, and it's about you. That's what happened to Alfred Nobel, a famous Swedish inventor in the late 1800s. The reporter had confused him with his brother, thus writing about how the inventor of dynamite had finally been blown away. Faced with the ugly truth about how people would remember him if he died soon, Nobel decided to do something a little more, noble. In his will, he postulated that over 90% of his vast fortune be used to award prizes to the brightest minds in several scientific, literary, and academic fields. That's how the Nobel Prize was born. What's the lesson? Sometimes, the best way to make our own problems go away is to focus on the problems of others. By contributing to something bigger than ourselves, we practice unselfish thinking. For example, yesterday, I spent all day helping my sister move. I didn't get any work done, but I had a great night's sleep, because I knew I had done something useful. You can do this in small and in big ways, but it always works. The one caveat I have about this book is the one I gave at the beginning. Don't use it as a checklist, but as an occasional source of inspiration and making thinking itself a habit. Even if all How Successful People Think does is get you to set aside a few minutes of your time to practice thinking as a standalone activity, it will have been well worth the read. Those are the individuals who truly deserve to immerse themselves in this extraordinary book. Those interested in organizational psychology, leaders and business people, people looking for a fresh perspective on success, the 18-year-old car salesman who lives weekend to weekend, the 65-year-old business owner coming to the end of his career, and anyone who hasn't thought about next year lately. In How Successful People Think, John C. Maxwell explores how cultivating diverse mental abilities is crucial to achieving extraordinary accomplishments. Through examining habits like visualizing the broader picture, thinking through problems intensively, embracing a creative mindset, and considering perspectives from multiple people, Maxwell demonstrates the importance of breaking away from conventional thought patterns and viewing situations through different lenses. Maxwell unpacks concepts like reflecting on past experiences to guide future decisions, questioning accepted norms to drive innovation and growth, and capitalizing on collective intelligence through intellectual collaboration. He emphasizes the power of aligning all of your efforts toward achieving core objectives for meaningful progress in your personal and professional endeavors. Questioning conventional thinking. In an era where conformity is widespread, the real strength lies in questioning the conventional thought process. Adopting a viewpoint that challenges conventional wisdom can unlock innovation, clarity, and sustained growth. This article delves into liberating ourselves from conventional thought constraints and accepting the unease associated with questioning established standards. Steering clear of the constraints associated with conventional, mediocre, and short-sighted reasoning. Innovative thinking that diverges from conventional methods can lead to significant progress, boost earnings, and solve complex issues, simultaneously opening doors to fresh opportunities. Yet, despite the benefits, thinking intensively is an arduous task, one that many choose to avoid, leading to a cycle of stagnancy and mediocrity. Conventional wisdom frequently leads to misplaced optimism and historical mistakes. When popularity takes precedence over reason, potential development is hindered, leading to outcomes that are consistently lackluster, neither exemplary nor the most dismal. To avoid the traps of conventional thinking, focus on mastering key areas rather than pursuing a wide yet superficial range of abilities, and ensure you are in the company of people who inspire innovative thought. Questioning accepted norms leads to clearer understanding, fosters innovation, and promotes growth. Embarking on a path toward significant accomplishments begins with the ambition to establish more ambitious objectives. With age and experience, it becomes more and more clear how crucial it is to focus one's thoughts. Reflect on the innovators who challenged the conventions of their era, such as Copernicus and Joseph Lister, as well as those who fought for social change, including the suffragettes and women's rights trailblazers like Emmeline Pankhurst and the stalwart advocate for women's voting rights Susan B. Anthony. By challenging established norms, they cleared a path toward clarity, innovation, and progress, thereby sparking profound changes across society. Often disregarded, this type of unconventional thinking forms the foundation upon which advancement is established. Engaging with people who approach problems from unique perspectives can result in the identification and fusion of innovative ideas. Welcoming the opportunity to defy convention. Many are frequently discouraged by the initial discomfort associated with moving away from the prevailing viewpoint of the majority. Leaders who are at the forefront of innovation, like Donald M. Nelson, emphasize the significance of questioning established norms to genuinely advance progress. Challenging prevalent thought patterns can sometimes result in decreased popularity, yet it frequently lays the groundwork for innovative concepts and unique opportunities. The accomplishments of today might inadvertently become obstacles to the progress we seek in the future. Transforming our thought patterns can significantly enhance our current circumstances. Previous achievements may occasionally pose significant obstacles when striving to attain future objectives. Gleaning understanding by considering the perspectives of various people. Maximizing potential through collaboration and selflessness stands at the core of successful personal and organizational strategies. This piece examines the transformative impact of collective and altruistic thought processes on both personal results and the broader organizational ethos. Intellectual collaboration is essential. Collaborative thinking goes beyond simple idea exchange. It's a transformative mechanism that leverages group intelligence to cultivate novel concepts through collaborative endeavors. Progress is accelerated by harnessing the collective intelligence and diverse perspectives. The writer underscores the significance of collective thought in hastening advancement and cultivating a setting abundant with innovative concepts. Valuing and leveraging the diverse strengths of multiple minds, individuals and organizations can achieve substantial achievements. The method fosters enhanced creativity, maturity, and worth that frequently surpasses the contributions of any individual. Fostering greater creativity, maturity, and value through collaborative idea generation. Effective thinkers recognize that collective thought can amplify results, as the combined intellect of a group can lead to exponential achievements. Collaboration nurtures an environment that is ripe for the blossoming of originality and the birth of groundbreaking ideas, while also deepening the pool of thoughts through the inclusion of varied experiences and personal histories of those involved. This maturity helps teams overcome individual weaknesses and blind spots, thereby forming stronger, more capable collectives. This thought process fundamentally stems from demonstrating respect for others. Considering the welfare of others leads to personal fulfillment and the creation of a lasting legacy. Concentrating on the development and needs of others is crucial for personal fulfillment and to create a lasting legacy. The writer highlights the profound connection between considering the perspectives of others and attaining personal fulfillment. Individuals can leave a lasting legacy by focusing on nurturing and meeting the needs of others. This mode of thought fosters qualities like modesty and compassion, emphasizing a dedication to the well-being of others over personal ambitions, cultivating humility, empathy, and a commitment to contribution over personal gain. By incorporating consideration for the welfare of others into their daily choices, individuals and leaders can significantly improve the well-being of their communities. The book imparts that true humility is about redirecting focus from oneself to the service of others, rather than diminishing one's self-worth. This altruistic method not only enhances the existence of recipients, but also fosters a deeper sense of unity and alignment within individuals and organizations, anchored by a common objective and reciprocal esteem. In conclusion, the writer emphasizes that a group or organization's productivity and achievements can be greatly enhanced through the adoption of cooperative and altruistic thought processes. By adopting these principles and incorporating them into the culture of teams and leadership strategies, the likelihood of generating revolutionary concepts, enhancing team interactions, and fostering an environment dedicated to selflessness and purpose is limitless. These tenets serve as a blueprint for those seeking to lead with impact and purpose. Focus on the final financial result. In this article, we delve into the methods of honing in on core objectives to attain success through strategic thought processes. Identifying the primary objectives of any undertaking. A deep comprehension of the overarching goals of the organization, its fundamental targets, or the distinct objectives of a specific initiative is crucial for making decisions that concentrate on significant results. It entails not only goal setting but also grasping the core of those objectives while discarding any superfluous wishes, feelings, and outside influences that could obscure clear thinking. Aligning all activities and decisions to efficiently and effectively achieve those core objectives. After determining the main objectives, the strategy should be to channel all efforts and resources into achieving these targets. This entails pinpointing the infrequent opportunities that occasionally surface in one's existence and concentrating on thriving within those distinct areas, all the while minimizing diversions and unrelated ideas. When Frances Hesselbein took charge of the Tallis Rock Girl Scouts, she fully committed to the organization's fundamental goal of supporting every girl in achieving her highest individual potential. The restructuring of the team across the nation, along with opportunities to work alongside computer technology, aligned with this objective, keeping track of progress and modifying the approach as necessary to achieve the intended outcome. Establishing objectives and marshaling resources is not the final step. It's equally essential to persistently monitor advancement. Regular reflection is essential for ensuring that one's actions are in harmony with their fundamental values and objectives. Additionally, it's essential to understand that having a clear and definitive outcome is vital when developing a strategy. Consistent evaluation and modification of tactics are crucial for maintaining progress toward the ultimate goal. Under Hesselbein's guidance, the participation of diverse groups in the Girl Scouts significantly increased, illustrating that with committed supervision and the careful coordination of efforts with core objectives, success is achievable. In summary, consistently focusing on the core outcomes should be an integral and ongoing aspect of one's daily professional and personal routines. Achieving goals necessitates a clear vision, a strategic approach, and ongoing vigilance to accommodate any shifts that may occur. It involves setting significant goals, focusing on the crucial aspects, and dedicating oneself with unwavering resolve to this trajectory. Begin to put into action a plan focusing on essential outcomes immediately to ensure future achievements. Strategic thinking is a cognitive process that involves breaking down intricate issues into smaller, more understandable parts. By deconstructing complex problems into manageable segments, individuals can develop clearer insights and formulate effective solutions. This method allows for a systematic approach to problem solving, enabling individuals to focus on specific aspects of a challenge and devise strategic plans accordingly. Strategic thinking helps in organizing thoughts and actions in a structured manner to achieve long-term goals efficiently. Possibility thinking encourages a positive and proactive approach to overcoming challenges by focusing on potential solutions rather than dwelling on problems. It involves maintaining an optimistic outlook and believing in the possibility of successful outcomes even in difficult situations. While visualizing the broader picture is important, focusing too much on the big picture can sometimes lead to overlooking critical details that are essential for the success of a project. Leadership that focuses too much on future consequences may sometimes fail to address pressing issues that require immediate attention. The emphasis on learning from every encounter and exploring new ideas might lead to a lack of depth in specific areas of expertise if not balanced with specialized focus. Intensive contemplation on central matters can sometimes result in tunnel vision, where peripheral but relevant issues are ignored. While creativity is important, it must be balanced with practicality to ensure that innovative ideas are feasible and can be implemented effectively. The world's most successful people have one thing in common. They aren't afraid to think outside the box and carve out their own path. But the journey along that road can be lonely. After all, we're a sociable species by nature. We like fitting in, and the price of social acceptance is falling in with accepted ideas. Going against the grain, questioning common notions, and striking out on your own isn't likely to win you many friends. Yet just think where we'd be if everyone had always kept their brilliant ideas to themselves. To claim, as Copernicus did, that the Earth wasn't at the center of the universe must have struck his contemporaries as some form of madness. But he was right, and we're forever in his debt for having stuck to his guns. That goes to show just how important creative thinking and tenacity are when it comes to success. But, as John C. Maxwell shows, you don't have to be an Einstein or Galileo to have great ideas. In fact, everyone can learn to think creatively. All it takes is knowing the right techniques and a bit of practice. In these insights, you'll discover why learning to be empathetic will help you achieve success, what Alfred Nobel did after reading his own obituary, and what Paul McCartney and John Lennon can teach you about collaboration. 1. Big picture thinkers are constantly learning and know how to empathize with others. General Electric CEO Jack Welch regularly tells his employees that existing relationships with clients are more important than individual sales. Why? Because he knows that, when it comes to being successful in the long run, it's sometimes necessary to leave the nitty-gritty behind for a moment and consider the bigger picture. But how can you start cultivating big picture thinking? By making sure you're always learning. Big picture thinkers are always looking for opportunities to learn. They're constantly on the go, visiting new places, meeting new people, and honing new skills. The author has a handy technique that puts him in the right mindset to do that. He starts his day by looking at his schedule and asking himself what learning opportunities are likely to present themselves. Once he's noted down the activities that are most likely to teach him something, he mentally primes himself to be on high alert. That means he's much more likely to be receptive to what's going on around him. So when he once had dinner with National Football League, NFL coach Dave Wannstedt, for instance, he was well prepared. He used the time to ask him all sorts of questions about teamwork and left the restaurant brimming with new insights. That's something you can take up too. Spend a couple of minutes each morning looking over your itinerary and ask yourself what opportunities to learn new things you're likely to encounter. Making an effort to become a big picture thinker is important because it gives you a window into how other people see the world. In other words, it makes you more empathetic. And that's good for your relationships. Whether it's your clients, husband or wife, children or friends, empathizing with those around you will help you understand what they want and need. Seeing the big picture ultimately helps you think beyond your own narrow interests and take those of others into account. 2. Set and achieve clear targets by thinking realistically and making sure you do your homework. What is reality? Don't worry, this isn't a philosophy lecture. In fact, there's a pretty simple answer. Reality is the difference between your desires and how the world actually is. If you want to succeed in the real world, you have to leave your daydreams behind and start thinking realistically. 3. Increase your options and make yourself more attractive by embracing creative thinking. Whatever line of work you're in, creativity is pure professional gold. Einstein once said that imagination is more important than knowledge. He was right. Your ideas are far more important than your role in a company or your job title. 4. Think unselfishly and you'll make yourself part of something bigger. Adopting new modes of thinking boosts your chances of success. But there's also a way of thinking about the world that can change your entire life. Unselfish thinking. Taking that up might just redefine your concept of success itself. 5. Popular thinking is often wrong-headed. Disregard it if you want to get the best outcomes. It's easy to get caught up in the crowd and thoughtlessly accept other people's ideas about the world. That applies as much to business leaders falling in line with a company's traditions as it does to new parents acting on the old wives' tales their parents told them. Thinking for yourself can be a risky business. Stray too far from the herd, and you're unlikely to make many friends. If everybody accepts something as true, then it must be, right? 6. Boost your thinking process by collaborating with others, whoever they are. Say you need to pick up a new skill. How would you go about it? Spend some time figuring it out by yourself or ask someone already in the know to teach you the ins and outs. If you're likely to go with the former, it might be time to reconsider. Imagine unlocking your full potential by reprogramming your thoughts, by cultivating a mindset of abundance and growth. How Successful People Think is a blueprint for achieving personal and professional success by harnessing the power of your mind. You can find the link to acquire a copy of this incredible book in the description below. Don't just read this book. Absorb its lessons and apply them to your life. Take the first step towards thinking like a successful person and watch your life transform. Remember, success begins with a single thought. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed that video. If you found this book summary helpful, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more book summaries and self-improvement tips to help you achieve your goals and lead a more fulfilling life. And share this uplifting summary with someone who may benefit from hearing them. Leave a comment down below if you've read this book or have any other recommendations for us. And also don't forget to explore our curated playlists of book summaries covering various topics. Until next time, keep thinking like a success story in the making.